Hello, everyone. My name is Cindy Nisley, and welcome to another episode of Keep What's Yours, a video series designed to help you avoid having your assets turned over to the state as unclaimed property. Today, we'd like to discuss what assets are subject to unclaimed property requirements and why your assets might be considered abandoned or unclaimed. I'm joined today by Pam Wentz. Hi, Pam. Thanks so much for joining.
Hi, Cindy. Glad to be here.
Now, Pam, usually when people hear the word property, they think about real estate, land, or buildings, but that's not what we're referring to here, are we?
That's correct, Cindy. What we're talking about here is personal intangible property. That includes things like checking accounts, savings accounts, CDs, stock, any kind of uncashed check, payroll, rebate, refund. The list really goes on and on. The only type of tangible property covered by most state requirements is the contents of safe deposit boxes.
You know, Pam, I think most people, if you asked them, they would say, well, I don't have any unclaimed property. The problem is that most people don't realize that their assets have been labeled as unclaimed.
That's true, Cindy. For example, you may have been mailed a refund check that you weren't expecting. So if that check is lost in the mail, you wouldn't even know to look for it. Or you may have moved and not updated your address. So if this was at a bank on an old savings account, you might forget about that. Another example would be if someone passes away and his or her heirs don't know about some stock that the person owned. In these situations, if the company or financial institution can't find you, they're required to send these properties to the state. The state then holds the property until they can find you and pay you.
Well, that sounds great, and that could be really helpful, especially if you don't even know about the property. I think that where the problem comes in mainly is when people have set money aside for, say, a rainy day. Maybe they've put money in a savings account or they've purchased shares of stock to be sold later. Maybe, I don't know, to put down payment on a house or fund a child's education.
That's a good point, Cindy. Most people don't know that if they're not creating activity on those financial accounts, like making a deposit or buying or selling shares, then the account can be considered inactive. And that inactivity can trigger the state unclaimed property requirements to come into effect. When this happens, the bank, transfer agent, or broker may be compelled to turn that property over to the state. And with shares of stock, sometimes the shares will be sold. You can get the proceeds back, but you will need to file a claim with the state and then wait for the claim to be processed.
Pam, thanks so much for sharing your thoughts with us today. To our viewers, we're sharing this information so you can avoid having to file those claims. We have a lot more information to share with you, so check out all our other videos. We want to help you keep what's yours. Thanks so much for watching.